Hello. Once again, goal is less than 10 minutes. Can Steve do it? Can he do it? Wish I had a magic 8 ball to shake. Um, so the only relevant piece of news in the past 24 hours is the fact that the United States and several other Western entities are releasing some of the strategic oil reserves to help calm down the oil markets. The most fascinating thing about this is the fact that I'm calling this episode the facts are not both sides episode. And here's why. When this was announced, I went on to various things and said, this is a good idea. And if you've been watching my videos, you know I've been calling on President Trump to do this for several days. So when I went on to CNBC and the Business Insider and said this is a good idea, I got attacked from people on the left. And I'm not joking. It is people saying, did you say the same thing when Biden did it? I was like, yes, I did. Yes. The Strategic Petroleum Reserve, we have that out there for a reason. For these acts, this is why we have it. So, yes, I did. And I was like, and for the record, check out my profile. I'm on X as True Blue Iowan. I'm a Democrat, so deal with that. Anyhow, um, that's really the only relevant news to the war, and it is a good thing. Everything else is news you've already heard. A lot more attacks, a lot more is a strait going to get mined or not? Anything else I could add, you're already getting on the regular news. Um, Another example of the facts are not both sides. In the state of Iowa, there are some employees that got demoted because they talked about DEI in the Iowa University of Iowa workplace. Anyhow, it doesn't matter where they work, but it's the fact that they got reprimanded and one got demoted simply because they discussed DEI at work. And I think that's absolutely outrageous. I believe you have a right at your workplace to discuss issues of the day. Um, and of course, the MAGA group came after me big time. And one woman was just, this woman, Teresa, was just absolutely certain. You know, Joe Biden monitored 160 employees and had the FBI investigate them. And I responded to her, show me a fact, show me a proof of this, number one, and show me where any employee was actually demoted or received any reprimand from a reputable news source. Because I responded to her, she was able to delete my comment. So I then had to pin her response to me and then comment on it where she couldn't delete it because she had no facts. So you can believe in having both sides of a debate, but you can't do both sidesism up to the point that it violates facts. So I'm going to call him out because he is one of my besties and he knows that I'm doing this from a good place. One of my very best friends, Robby, he's a member of my fraternity. He is the most altruistic person I've ever met. There's a whole video on that. I'll put it in the comments below. Um, he's a wonderful human being. But he decided a couple months ago to really go down the both sidesism thing. And so he posted something on his wall yesterday to which one of his friends just went on a long screed, one of his MAGA friends went on a long screed of which fact after fact after fact he got wrong. And Robby did oh, that's an interesting viewpoint. No, no, it's not, Robby. When people say things that are factually untrue, you have an obligation to say, I appreciate your viewpoint. Here's where you're wrong. But to Robby's credit, he has incredible dialogue going on as well. That's what he wants on his wall. So I'm just steering clear of it. And he and I've discussed this. I'm not saying anything behind his back that I've not said to his face. I've decided to take the confrontational approach. He's decided to take the both sides of an approach, and we're both happy with what we're doing. In a very near future, I will do an interview with Amy Johnson because this is my last point of the day. Amy Johnson used to be an anchor for what was at one time WMT News. I think by the time she got there, it became KGAN News, and then KGAN News has morphed into whatever. It still technically is there, but now it goes by Iowa News Now, and it's owned by the Sinclair Corporation. Just before making this video, I watched something that Iowa News Now or whatever KGN News is now. I watched a video, a 10-minute video created by Sinclair Broadcasting that was just straight up propaganda. Like my comment below it was, is the Pentagon paying you for this? Because if we paid $200 million for Kristi Noem to ride on a horse, paying Sinclair for this propaganda, it's reasonable to ask. So, yeah, the bottom line, you're not going to get both sides of them from me. When Trump does something right, like release oil from the Strategic Oil Reserve, I'm going to say you did it right. It's factually correct. And it's my opinion, but it's also factually correct. I'm not going to play the game of being a sycophant to the Democratic Party or being a sycophant to the anti-Trump movement. You expect better of that from me. So, anyhow, I promise to keep this under 10 minutes, trying to do so. Look forward to hopefully interviewing Amy Johnson sometime soon. Take care.